Moving on to the principles of ethics then. Well, what are ethics? Ethics are defined as moral principles that guide how an individual acts, and also standards of what is right and wrong. In terms of ACCA and ethics, they have a code of ethics. So as an ACCA member, there is a code of ethics that members must adhere to. So there are certain things that they must follow. And there are 5 fundamental principles to guide accountants in this, which are designed to be relevant to scenarios accountants may face. So looking at these principles then, the first one is professional behaviour. Professional behaviour means complying with relevant laws and regulations, not bringing the profession into disrepute. So behaving professionally throughout your dealings. So you shouldn't behave in a way that goes against the code of conduct or in an illegal manner. So you behave professionally. You are a professional accountant who is adhering to a code of ethics. The second one is integrity. Integrity is a lot about honesty. So you're straightforward and honest in all professional and business relationships. You don't let anyone influence your judgment in any way. So when you're preparing financial statements and preparing that information, you are straightforward and honest. You don't allow yourself to be influenced to show things that perhaps wouldn't show a true and fair view, for instance, of performance or position. We then move to professional competence and due care. This is maintaining professional knowledge and skills at an acceptable level and acting diligently and in accordance with laws. So when you qualify, you've done your study, you've covered the recent guidelines, you've looked at recent standards, for example. Then after that, there is a period of time when you are obviously qualified and working. And the important thing with professional competence and due care is that you are keeping up to date. So if there are changes to standards, if there are new things that come out, and obviously all the time things are developing, we need to keep up to date, do our CPD, for example. We have confidentiality next. Confidentiality is, well, it's quite matter of fact, it is what it is. You are confidential, you don't disclose information to people and you don't use it for your personal advantage. You only disclose information if required to by law. So if there was an investigation, for instance, and you were asked to disclose some information. Otherwise, you keep information confidential. As a finance professional, you may well come across quite a lot of confidential information, and it's very important that you do not spread this to anyone. You keep it confidential. Finally, we have objectivity. So objectivity is where we don't allow bias, conflict of interest, or undue influence. So it's staying objective and making sure that we keep our own professional judgments. So when you prepare financial statements, they're not prepared with any bias. And when you're making decisions, again, you don't have any bias there. You don't have any conflict of interest. So you make sure that everything that you do is objective.